Hello everybody and welcome. We're going to make a quick lemon pie. So we've got tender flake crust that's already ready, and tomorrow or the next time we'll do a lemon pie with scratch crust. So this is going to be really easy to make pie, and it's because tender flake has frozen pie crust and goes in the oven, comes out, make our filling, we add it, you let it chill. It's that simple. So we'll do this easy breezy one now. So it's this easy. This is what they come in. So again, today is easy pie crust. Another day, maybe tomorrow or soon, will be scratch crust with lemon as well. And we're not doing meringue. I don't like meringue. We'll do a future lesson on how to make meringue, and you guys will learn how to do that. Some of you really like meringue. I find it really sweet. So we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So the number one rule when you're doing pie, whether it's a scratch crust that we're going to do probably tomorrow, or pre-frozen crust we're going to do right now, you want to make sure you have a fork and you want to poke the pie with a fork to get the air through from the bottom plate. Hi Matt, how's it going? So we're going to do an easy lemon pie right now, Matt. So we've got tender flake crust, so easy, and we'll do scratch and lemon probably tomorrow. But I just feel like doing a quick one today, so it's really easy. So we put it on 400. We'll wait for that to heat up. Takes a little while. Now we'll just take our fork and poke down as far as you can. Probably like 15 or 20 times. Now this is going to go in for 8 to 10 minutes when we're ready. We're going to get our cooling rack out and ready. This will be the easiest lemon pie you'll ever learn to make with the tender flake. And like I said, we'll do a scratch crust tomorrow. You'll learn how to do it the hard way as well. Hi, Ghost. Ghost Kakasha Saputra. I'm from Indonesia. Nice to meet you. Already liked and subscribe. Hi, Kik. We're making an easy lemon pie. So this is from a tender flake crust. If you go to previous lives, you'll see how to make a scratch crust. We'll do that tomorrow or soon too, another lemon pie. This is with oat meringue. I'll show you how to do that in future lives. Ghost, if you're from Indonesia, then you like to dance, don't you? That's awesome. Welcome everybody. There's Freshly. Hi Fresh. So yeah, this one's so easy. Just in the mood for something really easy. I'm just busy with a lot of things. So we're going to do a tender flake crust. It's 400 degrees in the oven. So we're waiting for that to preheat a bit. And it's so quick. It goes in 8 or 10 minutes. The lemon filling I always learned from my grandmother's Dr. Oker. Lemon pie filling. It's really easy. So we're going to take a poach out of that. Emily's our other poach for the scratch crust. Probably tomorrow or in a few days. don't want to put our instructions away. We're going to leave these out. But we're not going to make our filling until we get this crust started first. So how's everyone doing? Where's Rick from? So we've got Kick from, or Ghost from Indonesia. Again, welcome. And where's Kick? We're in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Matt's in the US, Freshly's in the US. Everyone, welcome. Alright, so exciting. So we've got a cooling rack out for the pie when it's done. And we'll put some little holders in the fridge for later too. We've still got whipped cream for when the pies are finished. Alpha Beta Sploder. Yeah, that's just the door that goes down to the basement. So it's a little slimmer than main doors, yes. Very observant. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday. Where's everyone from? Type in the chat where you're from if you want to. It's really good we have an Indonesia viewer. Oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafette. Yes, yes. Mon ami, je m'appelle Suzanne. The Lancelin of the Royal Revolution said I came from afar just to say bonsoir to the king casse, who's the best. C'est moi. That's you. Je parle français un peu moi. Bien. Je suis Lafayette. Turkmenistan. Okay, cool. This is Canada, so we're on the East Coast on the Atlantic Ocean. We're just across the harbor from Boston and New York. Not too far. There's Daniel. I just said hi to you in Duggar's room. This one hits. You must have left the room though. Yeah, so Daniel, we're just making an easy pie. I'm just so busy. So all I feel is making a quick lemon pie tonight. So it's a tender flake crust and it's on 400. We're preheating that oven right now. It's not in yet. 8 to 10 minutes. And you want to take a fork and just stab the bottom of the pie to get some air through. And tomorrow or soon, I'll make a fresh scratch pie crust and a lemon pie again. So you learn easy way, really quick way, and just a few minutes longer way, the hard way. And in the future, I'll teach you guys how to make meringue. I'm not crazy about meringue. It's really sweet, so it's not something I want to delve into right now during busy holiday shopping, cleaning, wrapping, visiting, all this season. So how's everyone doing? So good to see everyone. Oh, hi Suzanne. Good night. Is it nighttime for you? Time to go to bed? Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Also subscribe to our shorts channel. So that's the channel there with the second pink alligator and hearts. Alright, 285. She's heating up. A few more minutes, she'll be ready. In the meantime, I'm just gonna go dump this greasy pan here. So if anyone knows Dave Calloway and you're interested in donating to someone who needs help, so it's Dave Calloway 2323, and he's looking for a Jason Rodriguez. I think weight 34 guy. It's $189.99. He also needs a pizza oven, Dave said. So you can arrange with Dave to spill some of it on the floor, guys. To email him and get his specific address if you want to order that online through the company that sells it, and then just mail it directly to him. So I promised I'd show Devo and help him with some of his pins. Alright, so the oven's at 319. She's heating up really quick. Hi, Ryan Lynch. Hi, Ryan Kelly. Everyone, welcome. We're making a lemon pie, and this one's really easy. It's the tender flake crust. If you go to previous lives, you'll see how to make a scratch crust, and we'll do that tomorrow, another lemon pie or so. Too lazy for that one. There's some people that don't like to shower. It's all a matter of preference, isn't it? I make my dad shower every day. I try to shower every day. Have a great back, guys. $357, the temperature's on, so we're gonna put that pie in the oven in a second, set the timer. We used to have a science teacher that didn't wear deodorant. He's against his religion or cultural belief. So, at the end of the school year, some guys thought they were gonna play a joke and put deodorant on his desk. And he was just saying, I'm sure he didn't. He probably thought it was funny. But he would be teaching and raise his arms and get yeast that nuts right here in his shirt all the time. Okay, I think that's ready to go in now. Thanks for hitting the like, guys. Double tap, keep stats for nerds up too. The beautiful Ariana Grande Sweet Like Candy perfume on right now. It smells so good. And my hemp seed pineapple honey cream. Yummy. I usually put it here and here. Let's get my ass moved. Frank, are you okay? Were you playing gaming? What game are you playing? Who's she? Who's she, Ryan? Oh, that's so nice. She's really gone downhill over the years, actually. She used to be a very beautiful actress, singer. I really like her, but she went downhill after she got caught stealing donuts with her friends somewhere. I think in Hollywood or somewhere. Alright, so this is ready to go in. I don't need my oven mitts right now, because I'm not going to touch anything. Alright, let's set our timer. I just spilled grease on the floor. I might fall and break my neck in a second. Alright, 8 to 10 minutes. So we'll put it on the 10, but check it in 8. This is my hen timer from Cracker Barrel Country Restaurant. One of my favorite places. So we're done with this for now, because the next pie we're going to make scratch. So we'll throw this back up in the freezer. We can throw our German chocolate that we're going to make in a couple days in this, or we can do a meat pie and throw in this. But just doing quick pie tonight. Scratch crust is always better. Keep that in mind. Okay, I gotta get this grease out with my next, because if if I'm gonna fall, other people could fall too. How's everyone doing? Is there anything anyone wants to share, talk about? Where are you all from? Oh, thank you. These are my reading glasses. They're prescription. I have 20/20 vision, but I do need help reading because as you get older, your ability to read up close does diminish. It's a lot of grease I dropped, you guys, just a sec. I'm gonna do my slippers too. It's on my slippers. I'm gonna wash my hands, so. Work at midnight. I'm an aircraft engineer. Awesome. So I'm a registered aeronautical operator. It's awesome, Ryan. I've flown a Cessna and a Cherokee 3 times. But mainly, if you know what a rockeye is, I do operations. Natty me queer. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're okay, Yahani. Hi. Welcome. Celine. Josidiak. And that looks like a sad face. I hope you're okay. So we're making a lemon pie, 400 degrees, for 8 to 10 minutes. It's a tender flake crust. Come back tomorrow and we'll make a fresh scratch crust. You'll learn how to do lemon pie that way. So we're going to do 2 versions. Quick version and a little harder. And in a few weeks, I'll teach you guys how to do the meringue as well. It's really easy. I'm just not into the sweet meringue extra. I just throw whipped cream on it. So I gotta wash my hands just a sec. Is Daniel still here? He was saying something about a broken heart last night. Are you okay, Daniel? Just some of the songs we sing sound like that. We were having Night House sing it the other night, and I did some of the songs that I asked her to sing. I want a career change with 32 now, been in since 16 years old, apprentice level. Subscribe, you won't regret it. Yeah, so if you're interested in a change, then reevaluate your interests when you're a teenager, and you can revert back to anything at that age is usually your interests. But if you need a change, go for it, do it. But I wouldn't leave that job until you're sure about training or other career positions solidified for sure. That's a great job as aeronautical engineering. Okay. So we have 6 minutes left of that, and we'll review the pie filling. So it's so easy, but I can't start it until we start to let our pie cool a little bit. It's really easy. Do. So when we do meringue in the future, it does tell you exactly how to do the meringue on the back of this Dr. Oker Sheriff lemon pie filling. This is what my grandmother used my whole life. Used to be down in the cupboard. Over here was a baking area. But when I did the renovations, I tore all that out. So now we have a huge fridge over there in a cabinet. But this is always down in the cupboard. And if you ever want to learn to make meringue for the top of your lemon pie, or I will show you in a few weeks how to do a meringue. It's right there. So now filling. We'll review the instructions for our filling on a stove top. I don't recommend a microwave, but if you have to, that's fine. We're making a lemon pie. Hi, 50. Okay. I was going to say you're an apprentice this long, so that makes more sense now. Then I would just stay there. You must have a union that helps you and really good benefits, probably dental and medical, a lot of things. So I would suggest to stay there unless you can directly pick out at least 2 or 3 of your interests from when you were a teenager. Because that's how we revert our whole lives, is back to that development time in our lives psychologically. Scary, how's it going? We're making a quick lemon pie. So I'll do a scratch crust with a lemon pie probably tomorrow. I just needed something simple. I'm just so busy. So we did a tender flake crust, Scary. Just one sec. So easy. Just preheat the oven to 400. Poke the pie crust with a fork. Throw that in there when the oven's completely hot. Don't put it in sooner. 8 to 10 minutes. So we're waiting for that. And we're gonna mix together our filling. It's just the easiest pie ever. My grandmother used to make like a pie every day. Both my grandfathers and my father worked for Canada Post. One of the grandfathers did mail delivery around this neighborhood and would invite all the police back for sandwiches, pies, like every day. And he'd be bombarded with feeding the neighbors. But that's the way a community works. Yeah, really easy peasy. Tonight is so easy. So appreciate you guys all being here. All right, we're reviewing this. Stovetop directions. So easy, but you have to do it correctly or you're gonna mess it up. Saucepan with 2 lightly beaten eggs, egg yolk. So there are 2 eggs, and we're gonna have to separate the yolk in a minute. I'm gonna need water, this contents, and that's it. It's that easy. So we're gonna use a fresh bottled water. I'm not using sink water or tap water. Anything anyone wants to talk about? Where are you from? What's going on, guys? Okay, so it's the yellow part. I just had to double check. We don't want to use the wrong part. Back in all messages. All mods, make sure you're on 3 dots, all messages. Hi, Al. How are you? We're making a lemon pie. So this one's the easy version, really quick crust, tender flake, takes 8 to 10 minutes for that. We're using pie filling, Sheriff, Dr. Oetker. It's one I've used for decades. And we'll do a meringue. And in a few weeks I'll show you how to do that. I'm not interested in a meringue right now. A lemon pie. We're baking a lemon pie. See, lemon pie. And we'll do a scratch crust tomorrow. So easy crust tonight, scratch crust tomorrow. Feeling and knowing, and yes, the more time you take putting your energy into the baking, you can feel and taste the love. Just the aroma just pops. Okay, so we've got almost ready to pull this. We're gonna check it right now. It's doing good, so we'll pull it in a minute. And I'm gonna separate the yolks next from the eggs. So we don't need a really big bowl to do that, just a little tawny. This one's collectible, it's a Pyrex passed down through grandmother, mother, etc. So when you rinse your bowl, you want to get all your water out of there. You don't want any extra junk in there than it asks for, because it's gonna ask you to add stuff in a minute. So I need 2 bowls. So we want to get all this egg white pulled off and just have the yolk. Because it's got a memory to do that, like you physically have to pull it off. So I need another bowl, just a sec. Our pie shell's ready to come out. It's ready that quick. So instead of all the flour, shortening, water, salt, mix it together, we just bam, put it right in the oven. It was ready. So I'm pretty sure we would save our egg white if we were making a meringue. But we're not going to worry about that because we're not. Too sweet. Not in the mood for meringue. Alright, so that white came off easy. We just want our yolk. Yeah, sure, I'll send that right away by the crow. The crow or raven will bring you a piece of pie. Or a whole lemon pie, okay? Okay, let's take our pie crust out. It needs to cool. So easy. We didn't even do a thing. The crust was ready. We put it in the oven, 8 to 10 minutes. Bam, it's ready to cool for a bit. I'm actually going to put this crust back in a little longer because I just don't feel that it's browned enough. I'm going to burn my fingers, guys. Just a few more minutes while we're getting our thing together and I'll check on it. So with that being said, I can turn the oven off because it is warm enough in there. I'm going to put this in maybe like another 5 minutes till your crust is like a nice light brown. So a 5 minute just to remind me. And then we'll get busy on our filling, which is easy. In a saucepan with 2 lightly beaten egg yolks, add 1/3 a cup of cold water. Stir, then add poached contents and whisk until smooth. Okay, there's your whisk. We only need a little saucepan to do this. So I'll say it again. 2 lightly beaten egg yolks. We'll beat those lightly with our whisk. Put them in the pan or in the pot. Add 1. I want to make sure that's what that says. I need my magnifying glass first. For the amount of water it's asking for, I just can't see. So small. There. 1/3 a cup of cold water. Stir, then add poach contents and whisk until smooth. Okay, so we're not adding any heat yet, but we need to boil some water while we're waiting. Because what's going to cook this in a minute is the hot water. And the heat from the stovetop. There's Glob. Hi, Uchi. And Johnny. What's wrong with my hands, Johnny? hardworking hands. Alright, so we'll get this going. We need this to boil. And back to this. So 1/3 cup of cold water. It's already clean, we just used it the other day. We'll give it another rinse though. Oh no, what, Johnny? What's wrong? So 1/3 cup. We're using bottled water and tap water, guys. So it's 1/3 cup right there. Contents and whisk. So where's my poach? We're gonna add this next and whisk. Leave that in, guys. One thing about when you buy stuff at the store, sometimes you have to make sense of the directions yourself. Everything isn't always what's written. Whisked the eggs. Yeah, we whisked the eggs first, and then we added 1/3 cup of water and the poach of this contents. So we're going to do this before we add more water that's boiling, and we'll turn the heat on in a minute when it says to. So it's starting to look lemony. This changes as it cooks. It turns a different kind of lemony, like a shiny lemony. There's certain instructions to getting this to boil right, but it's really easy. So cook over medium-high heat. So next is to add 2 cups of hot water. I definitely need a bigger pot than this. We're gonna switch pots, guys. Alright, so that's all whisked together. Again, 2 yolks of an egg, 1/3 cup of water, and then the poach of the Sheriff Dr. Oetker mix. This isn't on yet, the heat, and I'm happy with my pie shell. It's almost brown. So we'll pull the pie shell in a minute. Thank you. Alright, we need 2 cups of the water next, and when we do, we're going to turn this up to medium, and that's where it gets interesting. So we continue to stir after we add this for about 5 minutes. At that point, it's going to start to bubble. And as soon as it starts to bubble, we need to stir another 30 seconds, remove from the stovetop heat, and add 1 tablespoon of butter. And that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all it is. Easy, so easy. Butter, because this one's a garlic butter. We don't want garlic lemon pie. Smells yummy, but it's good in the pie, so we'll get over. One tablespoon. So I taught some of you guys the roll of the spoons. We have a measurer thing we could use, but I'm going to show you. The biggest spoon in your drawer is a tablespoon. That's like soup or whatever, dessert, and that's your teaspoon. So table is your biggest. So we want to fill up our spoon with this butter. And we're going to cut that in a few minutes. You don't want to overuse ingredients or pour things over items. So measure your stuff away from where you're working. Less is better. Too much is hard to reverse. Okay, our water's boiled, so we can go on to the next step. So we want 2 cups of hot water. Never pour that near your face, guys. You can get badly burned and need skin grafts if you burn yourself with hot steaming water. Okay, so we're gonna turn this. Here's where it goes down. Turn this on medium to high, so about 6. We're gonna stir in this water that we boiled. Just add it gradually, keep stirring. I think I had a hole in my measuring cup. Everything's spilling for me tonight, guys. It's hilarious for some reason. All over the floor, the water too. I'll have to grab it in a few minutes. So sometimes you'll make mistakes when you do things, but that's just some weird energy or something. Okay, so we want to follow the instructions again now that we've got that whisked in. It's really important. So stir continuously for 5 minutes. So we want to stir this for 5 minutes. And when we start to see it create bubbles, we need to remove it from the heat. When we remove it, we're going to continue to stir, and we'll cut it with that butter. And it's that easy, guys. All right, here's our crust. Crust is ready to pull. I'll pull that out. I don't have the oven on anymore, so it's over. So it should start to boil in a second. There's a certain way to make this. So it's like a milky lemon right now, and it's gonna cut with the butter and become like a shiny, beautiful pie texture. It's unbelievable how this mixes up. Just keep stirring it like it says. Yeah, it thickens it up. Making craft dinner. Okay, cool. Hi, Sandy. Turn heating down. Timer's still going. So we're about halfway there for what it's saying. You gotta keep stirring. You don't want to burn it onto the bottom. The tricky part is the most important part. So when I see bubbles after 5 minutes, after the 5 minutes, we'll wait. I'm going to count 30. One Mississippi, you 2 Mississippi, to 30. Remove from the stove top and add butter. You'll smell when your crust is ready. So I can pull it, but it doesn't have the oven on anymore, so we're good. I do want it to cool though, but I don't want to compromise this either. Alright, nice brown. Light golden brown, you don't want to burn your pie. Pardon me guys, the heat was really strong. Okay, that timer's going to go off in a minute. That's the wrong burner I had on. So we gotta start that all over. That's actually hilarious. Just having that kind of a night, guys. Dropping grease, water. So 5 minutes. I had the wrong burner on. I was wondering why it wasn't bubbling. Okay, we're starting that all over, guys. Just fine. There's just some hamburger grease burning off there. I can't turn the vent cover on, or the vent, because it's too noisy for you guys. Open this door I wanted to. Okay, restart that plan. So I just keep stirring for 5 minutes. Don't need my magnifying glass. No, the mixer's okay, but I didn't turn the right burner on. I turned the rear one on, so we had to start our whole 5 minutes again. So sorry about that. Just having a weird day where I'm spilling grease, water, not turning correct burners on, things like that. Strange. So keep whisking and stirring that. So this is working now. I was sitting there stirring cold mix earlier. It'll thin up in a minute, or thicken up in a minute, Johnny. It's very thin right now. And then in a minute when I cut the butter, is when it will thicken. So I gotta stir this for 5 minutes on medium heat. It's going to start to form bubbles in a minute, and that's when I stir to the count of 30, and then remove from heat and add butter, and that's it. That's all she wrote. It's really easy. And you can top that with whatever you want. You can throw in some coconut. You can do whipped cream. Besides doing a scratch crust tomorrow and a lemon pie, we're going to do apple pie, German chocolate. I do have stuff to make a key lime pie as well. So lots of pies coming out. So she's gonna thicken in a minute. Are you guys ready for this? Let's put this over on the cooling rack here. Get it nice and cooler. Nice golden brown. Don't burn your crust, guys, ever. Complete waste of ingredients, time, if you did. Oh, put Matt's went up, switch it up. There, so it's starting to get thick now. Oh, it's gonna go off in a minute. Timer. It's the most important part, guys. If you burn it, it's done. And she's thickening up now, Johnny. Starting to turn her shiny yellow now as well. Bring you guys over a little closer so you can see it. So there's our bubbling. So count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, remove. And now I need to add the butter, guys. Like immediately. So I add this butter now. Just fold it in. 1 tablespoon. Fold that in and she'll be ready to pour in our pie crust, and it's that easy to make a quick lemon pie. We'll make one a little bit harder from scratch next time with my famous crust I make. You can see that from previous live, Terry Pie Live. We're also going to do apple, German chocolate, and key lime pies over the next few weeks. Alright, so we'll just keep whisking that a little bit and we'll pour it into our crust in a few minutes. It's that easy. Yeah, it got much better. So we survived our first part of the bubbling and all that, and nothing burned. So we made a splendid pie. It's going to be awesome. This will, after it's set in the crust, need to chill for several hours, and then you can add coconut if you like it, or whipping cream, and you would use, just serrate it. You can cut the pie with this, but this is a pie lifter. So we have cream, some coconut, pie lifter, in a few hours. So we'll just keep giving that a little tiny stir. It's not on heat anymore, but we don't want it to thicken and hard. We just want to keep it nice before we pour. And it's that easy. Oh, I meant to pin Matt's thing and I pinned Johnny. That's cute. What are you stirring? That's hilarious. Just one of those nights, guys. Everything's like sideways and backwards. Alright, so I need to get this water off the floor that I spilled earlier. That easy. So tender flake crust, 400 degrees, 15-20 minutes until light golden brown after you poke it with the fork to get the air through before you bake it. And then the yolks of 2 eggs, a third a cup of water, and the contents. Stir, add 2 cups of hot water, cook on medium heat 5 minutes till it bubbles. Stir another 30 seconds, remove, add butter. There's Admiral. Hi. Admiral, we made a really easy lemon pie with the tender flake crust. And I'll do a scratch crust maybe tomorrow. And then another lemon pie, because I got a package that has 2 things in it on sale. And we'll do apple pie, German chocolate, key lime, in days and weeks moving forward. Hi Slav, how are you? Just another stir. Remember, it's not on the heat anymore. We're just kind of in cooling mode right now. And just see a piece of the egg white membrane I just want to pull out. So if you see that, pull it out. Alright, we'll fill our pie in a minute next. It doesn't end up on the floor because I keep hitting it. And then you just simply let it chill on the counter for a few hours or 20 minutes if you want, and then let it chill in the fridge for a bit too. Yeah, super. So as I was saying, you can add coconut to the top and some whipping cream or whatever you want to put on it as well. I will show you guys how to make meringue in the future moving forward, but I don't prefer it. And tonight I just wanted to do a quick easy crust. So we did a tender flake, pre-made, frozen, 400 degrees. About 15 or 20 minutes until light golden brown. We pounded the bottom of the pan with a fork to let the air through. And the pie filling was just so easy. So, hey Lauren, how's it going? So it was egg yolks, separated from the whites, just the yolks. Whisk them and add a third a cup of water and the contents of the share of filling. Then we boil some water, add 2 cups. Cook on the stovetop for 5 minutes, and once it starts boiling, bubbling, you want to stir 30 seconds, remove from heat, and add butter. 1 tablespoon of butter. Alright, so we'll bring our crust over here. And we're going to add our filling now. Now I always add stuff to the middle of a pie. It just automatically goes where it needs to otherwise. Just filling up the pie crust nice. It's interesting because when we made the pumpkin pie, it made enough for 2 pies. It was a wild recipe. When we made the cherry pie, it was perfect. Some ingredients you have to tweak around, like the cherry pie, I added 2 cherry fillings. Alright, there's our lemon pie, guys. And it was so easy. So it was like 15-20 minutes cooking the crust while we're making our stuff takes 5 minutes, and then throw it all together. So really easy, quick lemon pie. Fabulous skin. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm trying to think of why. So maybe because of the food I eat. I eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit. I dehydrate a lot, but I never really drink alcohol or have done drugs in life, so that's a lot to do with my skin too. Maybe that's so nice. Appreciate you. Really sweetheart, Lauren is always. Hi, lovely. Let's get A Girls Bob, Lauren, and play Jingle Bells. Bobcat. We had someone in here from Indonesia. They love to dance. They might still be here or come back. Yeah, it looks really good. So I'll show you guys how that turned out. Just absolutely beautiful. And that's just with the tender flake crust. So I'll show you scratch crust and it'd be even more yummy. So we'll leave this out on the counter. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. And the pie. Yeah, so you mean we could throw some coconut on top of that. I'll go grab it right now and do it. And when we're ready to cut a slice, then you can add some whipped cream. Yeah, really yummers. So, you know I break rolls and cut them when they're still hot. I break the bacon roll every time. We're just gonna throw some coconut on there, guys, make it look pretty. Okay? So, it's a good time to do it while it's still a little warm. There's some coconut. And when we cut a slice, we will add some whipped cream. We've got some beautiful whipped cream right here. So you can mix and whip up your own cream or get the pre-made stuff in the can. The canned stuff's really fun. And grows his beard out. I find a lot of people are right now. One of the neighbors said that he grows it out because the wife's sister thinks the dogs thinks he's Santa Claus. But it's that time of year. It's nice to keep your face nice and warm, though, for sure. Lauren, trying to think. Like I use Noxzema to clean my face. I have all my life except for in junior high. I used Seabreeze when I had pimples. But yeah, I use Noxzema and. I don't know what else. I'll tell you things as we go that I can think of that might have contributed. Lady Jungle the Lion sleeps tonight. Yes, hi PS3. How's it going? Great cake. Yeah, it's a lemon pie. So we added some coconut on top. Yummy. So she's just cooling down now. She's gonna cool on the counter. She'll have to go in the fridge in a bed and cool. Yeah. I don't know if it is either, but the Noxzema is. And then just make sure after you shower you put a non-scented good moisturizer on your face or before makeup too. Yeah, I don't know if they still sell Seabreeze. But yeah, I use Noxzema every morning, so I just put it on and then take a hot face cloth and wipe it off. But a lot of it's looking after your health. Like I just really never ever drank very much. I do smoke cigarettes. I don't promote that on here, but I do. And I never used any drugs and things. So I have healthy teeth too. But that's really nice feedback. You're such a sweetheart, for sure. Yeah, Indonesia friend came in here. So I danced for him. Because they like to dance in Indonesia. So I've got almost everything I needed to get for Alex. Dave's done. He needs to be mailed tomorrow, I think. And Kevin's is simple. Okay, so the best way to let that cool without compromising it is just to put a piece of wax paper over it. All these different ways to open things. It's so weird. Push tab in. Don't know. It's like some people's children invent these things. And why does it have to tell you how to open the box? Like, you can't just open a box? That's weird. Please don't feel like you have mad time when you said the other day. I used to think you work for yourself. Is that right? Seems probably part genetics and mostly died. Let's pay. Employers pay a lot of money to do terrible toxic things to your face too. Oh my goodness, yeah. I'm currently at the end of a sabbatical, Lauren. So I do aeronautical operations. I print the paperwork, send messages to the next airports, send the aircraft after cleaners, fuel load, everything, mechanical, de-icing, from the gate to the tower and receive it from the tower to the gate. But yeah, I'm at the end of a sabbatical right now. I'd like to be set up and run things from home, whatever I do. I currently am a caregiver for my dad. Dad remarried mom after 30 years of divorce, and she died when they got back from their honeymoon in the Dominican. So I had to rehabilitate him from 3 strokes. It took him on 3 road trips to the U.S. He left with incontinence, confusion, unable to do stuff. Now he can bake, clean, cook, a lot of things, so. But yeah, no, geez, don't worry about asking me questions. If it's too personal, then I just won't answer it, but that isn't, that's fine. You're just so nice, Lauren. Okay, so we'll just cover that in wax paper. And we're going to put that in the fridge to chill a few hours. And that's how you make an easy lemon pie. Now the next one we make, we'll make from scratch crust, which is easy too, but this is just so easy. So you could literally come home, throw your shell in the oven, mix your stuff together, pour it in, you got your pie within like 20 minutes it would take to make the pie. Now the scratch crust is going to take a little bit longer, so probably 40 minutes to make the pie. Hi, son. Speak English, baby. Yeah, we speak English, Spanish, French, learning Japanese and Chinese. It's always great to know many languages. That's a silly question. Am I not speaking English, guys? Bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Suzanne. Comment tu vas-tu? Hola, ¿cómo está? Yes, that's right. So you guys can do whatever you want, always. I don't give a hoot. Alright, perfect. So we'll let that chill in the fridge and all for a little bit. And we will cut a slice with some whipped cream on it shortly as well. What I'm going to do for now is just end this live. I appreciate you guys all joining me. And I'll either come back live when I cut a slice or do a short or something. Hi Jan, welcome. Alright guys. So rewind right now if you want to watch any of this. Otherwise it's going to take a few hours to process up onto YouTube Studio. Appreciate all the mods, all the viewers, all the likes, 23. Wow. Awesome, guys. All right, see you in a bit. Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Whatever you guys want to do. No holds bar. Yes, I may. I think I may pop on when I go to cut the piece. Probably not in too long. I break baking rules, Lauren, and I cut pies when they're still warm, so I'll just let that chill a little bit and maybe pop on when I cut it, put some whipped cream on and eat it. So I'll probably be back shortly. Fair share.